All right.
Let's get started, eh?
Cool, bro.
So we're going to start off with the predictions for tonight's games. You have KT Rolster versus Top Esports and CFO versus AL. These are all the undefeated teams from the Swiss stage so far. What are we thinking with KT versus Top Esports?
Both teams have been playing well, obviously. They're both 2-0. I'd say top esports are looking very, very good. KT looked questionable game one, but they came back and got the win, sorry, and then last week, yesterday, sorry, I thought they got drawed pretty well and got the win over TSW. But I think top esports will come out on top. I think they'll get the win. It's a best of three now, by the way. It's not best of one. Um, so well for Lee's games anyway. But it will be a bit more interesting. But I think top esports will get it.
I think Top Esports, eh? And
Yeah.
what do we think for the next game for tonight?
CFO. This is
Yeah.
going to be a great game. CFO obviously being T1 last night, and AL, who did they verse again? AL, they versus Gen G. So both teams are in great form, being the best two teams in the comp, in my opinion. I think, I think anyone's legend 2-1.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Did you have a prediction for the first game?
Um, I think 2-0 top esports.
2-0. Okay, so you've been
Yep,
impressed.
yep.
Okay, look, I'm going to take CFO. I'm going CFO against them. I
It's
thought
a good
they were
show.
impressive. And we'll end it with that. I mean, best of ones are hard to go off, aren't they? We can only go off two games, and, we've seen a very couple of upsets already. And so, best of threes, this is where we're really going to see the form of the teams. And we'll go from there. So that's at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. tonight. Then we have tomorrow's game. We start off with FlyQuest versus TSW. What are you saying there?
Yep. So back to the best of one. I think FlyQuest. I think they'll outclass TSW. They are the better team. FlyQuest. So I think they'll get it done quite
Yeah.
easily.
And FlyQuest have looked alright. They've looked pretty good.
They
Even the
have.
T1
Whippo's
game,
been
it was
playing.
just, yeah.
Whippo, he's pulled out the Mordekaiser both games. He's looked great in it as well. Like he's played two great games. Inspired also came back to form last game. They were versing weaker opposition, so you can say what you want, but I think FlyQuest will get done easy.
And then obviously this is the game of the Swiss stage, I would say. You
This is
have
it.
Gen G versus T1. I mean, T1 we probably could see being in this sort of position. Obviously their seeding wasn't the best, but Gen G, I mean, what do you think about Gen G being in this position already?
And I didn't expect it. I thought out of all the teams, I'd make it 3-0 easy. Them and BLG, but AL just they played a great game and they got it done over Gen G. Best of ones. Anything can obviously happen. If you make one mistake, the game's just done. Practically anyway. I think this game in the tournament so far, I think everyone knows it.
Yep,
I think, man, it's going to be very close. I think it's just either going to be out of Guma and Ruler. I think
that's where it comes
they're,
down
they're
to
the game
for you.
players this game. Yeah, the better ADC wins this, I reckon. So
Mm.
best of one. I think I'll back Team One because they're my team, but it'll be a good game.
Oh, it doesn't sound like you got too much faith in that. Only backing because they're your team, hey? Look, I'm going to take T1 as well, but in saying that, I just think that the pressure of playing T1 in this sort of stage, I just think that it crumbles these people. These players can't hang when you've got Faker on the other side and you've got all the eyeballs, and they know that's who's there. I think T1 wins just by pure pressure. Now we'll move on. We've
Yeah,
got G2 versus BLG. What are you seeing there?
G2 BLG. Another good game. I feel unlucky for G2. BLG eliminate them every single year at Worlds. So might just be one of those again. Not every year, but most of the time. So I think G2. It's going to be a tough game again. I think G2 can hang with them, definitely. I think they can. But
Yep.
I think BLG will get it done. It's not an elimination game for least. Or did G2, did they win yesterday? Yeah, they
G2
did
did
against
win
Koi, didn't they?
yesterday,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's not an elimination game. So it's a 1-1 teams. So I think BLG will get done. G2 will be on their last leg. But yeah, I think it will be a close game again.
And then for the last game of the night, you have Hanwha versus 100 Thieves. I mean, 100 Thieves had that big win, obviously, but looks like they've really
Yep.
come back down to earth after that. If I had to
Yep.
pick, it's not a hard pick for me. It's Hanwha. But what are you predicting?
I agree. I'm a life. I think they'll make it look pretty easy against 100 Thieves. You know, they had that one good game. Every team has it,
Yep.
but I think yeah, like you said, last game wasn't too impressive, and I think Hanwha Life will get done.
And now we come into this is the last games for this period, and we have this will be a knockout. These two games, you have MKOI versus Fnatic. I mean, MKOI are a bit hard done by being here. That first game they really gave it away, but then you have also VKS versus PSG. So talk me through, what do you see happening with MKOI versus Fnatic?
Bro, even MKOI it's rough. It's hard, man, because both their games they've got a lead. Both
Yeah,
their games they looked actually decent. You know, last game against G2, but they had the lead. It just seems like the pressure's getting to them. They can't close it out. They're all on the wrong page in these late team fights, and man, they can get it done. So I think they'll beat Fnatic definitely.
do you
They've
think they
been
benefit
beating.
more from the best of three, or do you think Fnatic would?
No, I think MKOI would. MKOI have been versing Fnatic all year. You know, LEC, we're both in the same thing. They've been beating Fnatic recently, so I think MKOI will get it done. I think 2-1. I think Fnatic will steal a game off them. But MKOI, they'll get the job done. They just need to learn how to close games out, and they'll look so much better.
Yeah, yeah. And now we come into VKS versus PSG for the elimination. Best of three, obviously. I mean, this is kind of a who cares sort of game. Let's be real. No one has really any expectations for either of these teams. And that's why they're kind of in the predicament that they're in already. But I
Yep.
do think I'm going to take PSG here. I think they played very well against Gen G, and I think they could carry a little bit of that form into a best of three. But I'm not. It's definitely something I'll be keeping away from. That's for
Let's
sure.
be honest. I mean, PSG versus Humble Life and Gen G, so versus two of the best LCK teams so far. So you know, you can see why they're 0-2.
Yeah,
VKS, you know, they versed FlyQuest, and they also versed VWS. Um, but yeah, I think PSG will get it done. They held their own against Gen G for the early game for a bit, and then obviously lost control then. But I think they'll get it done against VKS 2-0.
and then we are coming in on Wednesday. Those are the matches that will be decided from these matches we've just talked about. So you guys will probably hear from us on Tuesday night, hopefully, without dramas, with some predictions for then. But until that,
So
and until then, that is all.